The Rejoiceful Journey. Here is a short story about Samuel, who entered the hoodoos of Utah believing he was descending into a canyon, only to discover that every step was carrying him deeper into the peaceful kingdom within. Samuel stood at the rim of a vast canyon, where tall orange hoodoos rose from the earth like ancient towers. Sunlight spilled across their crooked crowns, and narrow trails wound between them far below. He had come seeking a joyful journey of love. Yet his mind was crowded with responsibilities, plans, old conversations, and questions about what he should do next. Before descending, Samuel became still. "Let every step serve one purpose," he prayed. "Let this be a journey for remembering God." The trail dropped steeply into the canyon. At first, Samuel kept looking back toward the rim, wondering whether he had chosen the correct path. Then a warm breeze moved between the stone towers and seemed to whisper, "You are not directing the journey, you are learning to watch it from peace." Samuel relaxed his shoulders. The path curved around a hoodoo shaped like an enormous pointing finger. Beside it stood a small wooden sign, "Great Importance, This Way." An arrow pointed toward a dark, cramped passage. Samuel nearly followed it. The passage looked urgent and important, just like the problems he had carried into the canyon. But when he paused, he heard a quieter inner voice. "Nothing here has greater importance than remembering love." Samuel smiled and continued along the open trail. Farther down, he entered a white stone basin hidden among the orange towers. The smooth walls reflected the sunlight until the entire place seemed wrapped in a blanket of light. Samuel sat upon a flat rock and allowed his thoughts to bubble up. A memory of someone he feared disappointing appeared. A responsibility he believed only he could carry arose next. Then came an old idea that peace depended upon fixing the past. Samuel did not fight the thoughts or follow them. He watched each one rise, drift across his mind and disappear. "Holy Spirit," he whispered, "I give every aspect of this to you. I give you the past I keep replaying. I come with empty hands. I do not know the problem, and I do not know the solution. I want only God." The basin became silent. Within that silence, Samuel felt a tiny flame of love glowing in his heart. He gave it his full attention. The flame did not burn the body or illuminate the rocks. It quietly revealed a presence that had always surrounded him. Samuel rose and walked deeper into the canyon. At every turning, a new hoodoo appeared like a companion bearing a gift. One seemed to represent gentleness, another patience, another steadfast devotion. Samuel thought of his brothers and sisters and asked what each one truly represented to him beyond personality and history. They are gifts of God, he realized. To pray for them is to hold them in the light of truth. The trail eventually reached the canyon floor, where the orange towers formed what looked like a radiant kingdom. Samuel understood that his mind was such a kingdom, peaceful, whole, and eternally shining. From this perspective, everything he had once judged as enormous fell into right proportion. The ego had tried to dismiss God by filling his attention with lesser things. Now Samuel saw that he did not need to attack the ego. He only needed to deny the denial of love by choosing again. His little willingness became greater willingness. His hesitation became devotion. His journey through shadow became a journey into light. As evening approached, Samuel began climbing back toward the rim. The ascent was difficult, yet he no longer believed he climbed alone. "The peace of God is my goal," he repeated, "and God is the strength in which I trust." Whenever fear appeared, he walked toward it gently and inquired, "What responsibility have I taken upon myself that belongs with Spirit?" Then he gave it over and continued. At the top, Samuel turned to look across the canyon. The hoodoos glowed red and gold beneath the setting sun. The same trail remained below, but he saw it from a completely different perspective. Nothing outside had needed to change. The script had played as it played. The transformation had occurred in the mind that watched it. Samuel placed one hand over his heart and held one true thought firmly within. "Only the thoughts of God are meaningful and worthy of my attention." The little flame within him grew bright, not because he had conquered the canyon, but because he had stopped trying to control the journey. He had come with empty hands and received the remembrance that his will and God's will were one. Samuel had walked down through a canyon of towering shadows and returned rejoicing, carrying no burden. only a quiet certainty that every moment, every path and every brother could serve the one purpose of awakening to love. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.